What if I told you that David wasn't the only giant slayer in Israel's history? After the shepherd boys' famous victory over Goliath, an entire generation of warriors rose up to face the Philistines' remaining champions. Following David's triumph in the Valley of Elah, the Philistines didn't simply surrender. They harbored deep resentment and continued launching attacks against Israel. What made these conflicts particularly terrifying was that Goliath had brothers and relatives who were equally massive and equally determined to avenge their fallen champion. David, now king of Israel, had assembled an elite group of warriors known as his mighty men. These weren't ordinary soldiers, but battle-hardened veterans who had proven their loyalty during David's years as a fugitive. Among them stood heroes whose names would echo through history: Abishai, Sibbecai, Elhanan, and Jonathan. The first giant to fall was Ishbi-Benob, a descendant of the giants who wielded a bronze spear weighing 300 shekels and wore new armor. He cornered an exhausted David during battle, boasting that he would kill the king who had slain his kinsman. But Abishai, David's nephew, struck down the giant and saved the king's life. At Gob, another battle erupted when Saph, another giant descendant, challenged Israel's forces. Sibbecai the Hushathite stepped forward, refusing to let his king face another giant alone. With swift precision, he struck down Saph, proving that David's courage had inspired his entire army. Perhaps the most remarkable victory came when Elhanan faced Lahmi, the brother of Goliath himself. 2 Chronicles 25 records how this warrior killed the giant whose spear shaft was like a weaver's beam. The irony wasn't lost on anyone present. Another humble Israelite had defeated another member of Goliath's family. The final giant encounter involved a massive warrior with 6 fingers on each hand and 6 toes on each foot. When this champion taunted Israel, Jonathan, David's nephew, accepted the challenge. Despite the giant's intimidating size and extra digits, Jonathan struck him down, completing the elimination of the giant bloodline. These victories weren't just military triumphs, but spiritual demonstrations. Each battle proved that God's power doesn't depend on human strength or size. David's mighty men understood that their success came not from superior weapons or tactics, but from trusting the same God who had empowered their king years earlier. These giant slayers teach us that courage is contagious. David's faith inspired an entire generation of warriors to face impossible odds. When we witness God's power in others' lives, it emboldens us to trust Him in our own battles, no matter how giant our challenges appear.